Incredible afternoon. How are you guys doing? All right. I just need to go to this one and change. So I can see your comments. There we go. And all right. We're going to go ahead and share this out. You're leaving? Oh, okay. Later, love. All righty. There we go. All right. Incredible afternoon, everyone. So I am going to press some barber capes. So some of you guys may have seen me do the jersey last night for my barber, and then he called me today and was like, "Hey, could you possibly press a few of them on some capes?" And I actually already had extras of the prints. And if you guys remember, 2 nights ago, I was going to press to the shirt, but I had the regular easy print one, color print one, Siser color print, printable transfer, printable vinyl. There we go, for the eco solvent printers. And because it's polyester, it bled through. Well, I have a whole bunch of these because I realized, oh wait, well, one, it was the red line on it and like some other stuff or whatever. But I ended up with some extras of these, and I wanted to be able to use them, but I was a little concerned because of them being polyester. Like 2 of them I know for sure. This one I wasn't really sure what it's made of. I just know that I press vinyl to it. I end up having to redo this for him every couple of months. But I wasn't sure if this would press to it. So I did a little test, and I did press a little piece in the corner, and right here, the color, like the black, did not bleed through. So I know I can press to this. If you're not quite sure if you can press to something, always, always, always test it. Try and test it in a small area where it's not going to be noticeable, or maybe you can remove certain things, or get another item that is kind of like it and then test it that way. Or make sure that you subscribe to all of our platforms and follow us, because you never know if I'm going to do something that may answer that question for you, where you won't have to do as much testing yourself. Take notes on these things. But that's what I'm going to press today, is some Barber capes. And hopefully what this will also help you guys open up your thinking to is who you are marketing to. I talk about that really often. I'm sorry, like, you guys can't see me because I have it on the camera. On the table, because I was in the middle of cleaning up and all that stuff. And so for my front camera, it's just a hot mess behind me. So we're going to focus on the heat press. So you have to talk to my little heat press for a second. But, people actually know, how do I find my target audience? Who is my customer avatar? And if everyday people are not biting at, what you're offering, seek out others. If it is putting their logo on barber capes, ones for hairstylists, makeup artists, you have the ability to customize so many things. But if you don't realize and don't understand the power that you hold in being a creative that others aren't able to do or don't want to do, and you are just constantly going after the same market, going to feel as if it is oversaturated. Now, this, of course, is one to where if I kind of falls in my lap because he is our personal barber. He's a traveling barber, so he comes to us. We don't go to his shop. So when we're here, we're talking about stuff and I'm live. He's like, okay, what is she doing? And so he just, he's also families for us. Like he really is family. He's been cutting Even's hair even before we had kids. Like before I even met Even, he was cutting his hair. So he's been a part of our family, our wedding, our baby shower, like everything. So he, for me, this kind of falls in my lap. I do all kind of stuff for him. But for others, you're going to have to go out and seek those clients. And tap into those resources. Sometimes people don't even know what they need. Something as simple as if you have you have an eco-solid printer, you're able to create labels and you don't know, who to really market to. Maybe you're just making labels for bottles, for a hairstylist, for a barber. They have all the spray bottles. Maybe they want their logo on it. Even the ones from the Dollar Tree, you can submit to it. Maybe not let that be one that you sell because they're not going to last very long, but just as an option to where it's something that you can give away. That way they know what you have the capabilities of doing. And then maybe for one that it will have some longevity to it and it is quality, you search for those things to be able to provide them the quality option, but you may draw them in with a free, less expensive option. But you guys have to seek out those resources. They are there. People are spending money for certain things, but if you're just kind of closed-minded on a lot of this, you're going to miss out on opportunities. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and knock this out. If you are new here, because it was shared out to a group that you're in, maybe someone tagged you in this video. I am Shakia the Professor, although you can't see my face. Go watch some of my other videos to see, the lovely face. And kind of put a face. But I'm Shakia the Professor. I teach people how to unlock their creativity, whether it's with sublimation, if you want to start a t-shirt business, custom apparel business, vinyl decals, stickers, labels, all things creative. I teach you how to design and do that within Select Studio. I also have a program where I help you understand marketing and pricing and things like that. Also a little bit of, once you're ready for a website, how to set that up. I'm looking for the print for this. I'm going to just putting the big one because I have this extra big one here. And I didn't put masking on this one because it's just one big print. So I'm just going to put that on there and cover it up with parchment paper so that it doesn't roll. All right, hold on, y'all. I'm going to have to reach over this because my parchment paper just flew to the back wall. Okay, there we go. But I teach you guys how to unlock your creativity. We are also the home and the Change the Game sublimation paper. We sell sublimation ink, sublimation paper. Come on back and you get to see our sublimation paper in action. I'm actually going to make him some rags with his QR code and his business name and all that stuff on it. So come on back for that. I'm going to pull this down some because I know in a little bit I'm going to have to redo his logo at the top. And I want to make sure that it doesn't interfere with it. So I'm just going to smooth this out and put my parchment paper on top so that keeps that nice and flat. Hold on. Let's make sure that we are nice and even here. and we're not crooked, which we are because this side is not. And what I'm using to tell, I put my finger there and the edge of the heat press is kind of at like the fold on this side. It's at the fold of my finger. This side, my fold is here. I still have some space. So this is not centered. I mean, it's not straight, should I say. And I could always use my I'm using it kind of backwards than how you normally use it because I just need it to make sure that my top line is straight. And centered. Now, this is one where when I put it on there, it didn't bleed. So I don't think that this is polyester. And I've actually pressed this one before without having to cover it up. So I know it won't mess up my heat press. So I'm just going to go ahead, throw that on there like that. And we're going to press this. Yep, it did not bleed through. Yay! So I'm going to let it go for a few more seconds because I stopped it before it finished. All right, well, this one probably would have been better with the gray one now that I think about it because the design on the back, you can see it through there, but it didn't bleed like the other one. And it should still read. Let me grab my phone and make sure that this still reads. I put that one on there. This is the one I probably needed the gray backing for because a little bit of the design is coming through, but it didn't like. All right, let's see if it still picks up. Hold on. Okay, look at that. Okay, let me lay it flat and then just go like this. Huh? Oh, are you not going to pick up? Hold on. Ooh, it's not reading. Why is it not reading? Hold on. Let's see. I mean, all you see is the what's the name, but all right, let's go out, come back in. Ooh, for some reason on this one, it's not reading. Why are you not reading? Interesting. All right, let's make sure that these are reading before I try and put it on there. So I know that it's all right. Some funky's going on here, or maybe it's my phone because I'm not getting it to pick up. What is going on here? Okay, I think it's my phone. I don't think it's the QR code. And my phone is dead. Oh, lay flat and scan. Okay, it might be my phone. Okay, there, that one picked up. All right, now let me see again over here. It's just taking my phone a little bit longer to pick it up. All right, what's going on here? All right, okay, there, it picked up. I was like, wait a minute now. All right, so for this one, well, I'm going to do this one. I know that this is kind of like a polyester. So we are going to use, so he said a little bit smaller, but I already had these printed out and he was okay with the bigger ones. This one was already masked. So we're just going to place this one on here. Ooh, and the joy of this one is there's little ridges on here. That's going to help me line this bad boy up. Oh, that's pretty cool. Having the ridges. And I am going to hold it up to make sure it's nice and square because that has like a little tack to it. So it's sticking to the cape. All right, so we're good. Actually, I don't move it. I gotta cut this little piece off that's here. I don't want that, or take it off. I don't want that to transfer. So I think it was like the piece of vinyl that I took off the other night. All right, there we go. I'm not really worried about this scorching. I've pressed this one before. Yeah, see, wasn't necessarily worried about this one messing up because I pressed regular vinyl on this one before. You are so right. Before he got sick, my brother had his own barber shop, and when I first got my Cricut, I made him some shirts and capes to build my skills. Keep that because you can reuse those. All right. And let me just take my phone, which where did that go? And make sure that that one picks up. Okay, that one's good. And let me plug my phone up. All right. And then this one is straight up poly. because it's like satin. So I'm going to put a piece of butcher paper down on the bottom of this just to make sure that it doesn't get on my bottom platen and stain it. Although this is a low temperature, so it probably won't release it that much. And okay, here's another thing, right? We always think that big heat presses are best to have, but with this, there are zippers here. So with this one, it's not ideal for me to go the long way because these will end up on the platen and affect pressure. So I would have to put a pressing pillow where I so that I get even pressure on it. But if you end up having different options like different size heat presses or easy presses, it can make it a little bit easier. So what I'm going to do with this is make it to where just this top part is on here. So, but I also have this. So I can't really just go like this and put it on there because this is in the way. But it's shorter this way. So if I put this like this, the parts where the zipper is won't be in the way. All right, I have to undo this because it is in the way. You'll have to retie it himself. But by turning it sideways, I'm able to keep the straps off and the zippers at the bottom are not going to affect the pressure. So move your things around to figure out what's going to work best. And if it's still just like, let's say I still had too much bulky areas, that's when I would put the pressing pillow underneath to be able to compensate for that difference in I don't know if he wants this to stand out. I would prefer to put the colored one on there, but he said he wanted black and white. I do believe I have another black and white that might be a little bit bigger. No, I have this one. But I'm not sure if this one's going to bleed through or not. This one is a little bit bigger, but it's the regular color print and not... Did I put that on backwards? No, it's the right way. Not the Sublithin. All right. Let's try this one, which I think I'm about to shoot myself in the foot for this because this is most likely satin. And I'm probably going to... I mean, this one is a little bit bigger than this one, but I know this one has Subli block. I think I'm gonna just go with the smaller one. He didn't have like a definite size. He just wanted the QR codes on here. So I'm gonna go with the smaller one because I know for sure it has dye block on it. That's the only thing. Looking at this from the side and trying to make sure that it's straight on here is a little harder. Okay, there we go. I'm going to cover that up. And I'm going to create a heat barrier because I'm going to put butcher paper on top because that material, I mean, it could be silk, which I doubt. Silk is a natural fiber, so it wouldn't bleed, but satin is a synthetic fiber. It's polyester. It will bleed. So I'm just going to cover up all of this black just to make sure that it doesn't bleed back onto it. So I am creating a heat barrier, so it may take a little bit longer than the 15 seconds to really get this to adhere. So we're just going to press that. I'm going to leave it for a little bit longer to make sure that that heat can get through those 2 layers. And the only reason why I put the parchment paper and didn't just put the butcher paper is not non-stick. Because I had nothing over that vinyl, I didn't want to take the chance of the butcher paper sticking to that vinyl. Parchment paper is non-stick. So I know there's no worries with that sticking. I've used butcher paper. I mean, I never really have an issue when it comes to vinyl with it sticking, but this is eco solvent, so I wasn't sure. But like if you ever do Jet Pro 3G, even if you're using sublimation ink, you cannot use butcher paper on top of printable transfer like Jet Pro 3G. This will stick to it. It must be non-stick. So with sublimation, of course, you don't want to use Teflon. You want to use a parchment paper because that's non-stick. All right. So that's on there. Oh, I almost forgot. All right. I'm just going to cover this up. So I do want to repress this just to smooth it back out without so much pressure. Let me move you out the way. I just want to smooth it out some. So I'm going to decrease my pressure just a little bit so it doesn't have so many ripples. All right. All right. We're good. So there's one, which I need to check that one too. 2. And that works better because, I mean, you really see this and it looks really, really big. And then 3. So think outside. His other business is think outside the shop, but think outside the box on who you can service. It doesn't have to be someone for what you guys consider like traditional stuff. There are so many businesses that can benefit from your services. They're going to need these things regardless. They can either come to you if you are competitively priced, as a business owner would think. And a lot of times, you know, business to business, they're like, some people don't haggle you, but at the same time, they know like for business, they'll probably be able to order in bulk. You know, because it's for a business, but certain things they actually charge you more for a business, like lights, water, cable, phone, all that stuff. But, you know, working with businesses, they have needs that they cannot do it. So why not shop with you? Especially if you are someone who gets your hair cut. You're looking and you're seeing what is it that they have in their shop. If you go to a hairdresser and you're looking at that, even a nail tech, you know, maybe the towels and things that they use, you can provide that service where it takes their business up a notch because they have branded towels. So get some microfiber towels, brand them for your nail techs, your hairdressers, your barbers. I mean, even for smaller restaurants, you know, the rags and stuff, like the microfiber ones that they clean up with, you can brand those. But you guys have to go out there to make those connections, network with these businesses, let them know how you can serve their business. And that's a great way to not feel like the market is oversaturated because you are just trying to market, you know, Valentine's Day shirts, Easter shirts, St. Patrick's, Mardi Gras, birthday shirts, Mother's Day. You're like, why aren't they buying this Mother's Day stuff? Because it comes a dime a dozen. But go to these businesses, reach out to them, real estate agents. I mean, even those who wash cars. You can make customized rags and towels for them. Offer, stickers and labels. They even have generic Dollar Tree bottles to spray the stuff on the tile. Why not be fully branded? You let them know the benefit of your business, how it can make them look great by you providing your service to them. Guys, I challenge you to go out there and create those connections, network with these businesses, and unlock your profit power by um, promoting business to business. All right. All right, guys. Until next time, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace. Oh, well, I'll talk about it in the next one. Don't forget to visit our website, shop.hsinc.com, for all of our summation products. All right.